Good morning, students. In this presentation, we see about building components and structures part 2. So already we seen part 1, that is types of foundation. First type shallow foundation. So in this presentation we see about deep foundation. So already we know that the types of foundation is based upon the condition. Here the depth of the foundation is large when compared to width, then it is coming under deep foundation. So if the depth of foundation is less than or equal to width, then it is coming under shallow foundation. So already we seen about the shallow foundation. Now we see about the deep foundation. So here the foundation, it is also again divided into two types, that is pile foundation, another one is the well foundation. So in both the case we need to maintain the depth of the foundation is large when compared to the width. So first one pile foundation. So here the pile foundation is used whenever we are having the large depth when compared to its width. So normally this kind of foundation used in building construction, but we are having some situation to use these kind of foundations are, so if the load of the superstructure is heavy, then we go for this pile foundation, or the load which is having the superstructure is uneven, then we move on to the pile foundation. Why? Because if the distribution of the load is uneven, definitely there may be some discrete settlement will be there, so that we need to avoid these settlements. So we are preferring pile foundation. At the same time, the soil having the poor bearing capacity, it is also we are in need to go for this pile foundation. So this pile foundation is again classified based upon the method of load transfer, then function or action, then composition and material, then finally installation. So these are the classification of pile foundation. So next, classification of pile foundation based upon method of load transfer. So in this we are having two types, that is end bearing piles and another one is friction piles. So first one end bearing piles, so which is used to transfer the load to a suitable bearing stratum. So the figure it shows the load which is having in the superstructure, it transfers to its datum or stratum. Here we are placing the limestone in the dead end. So it gives the lateral support and increasing the load carrying capacity. That is why we are placing the limestone at the end. So that is why it is known as end bearing piles. So it is capable of carrying more load. That is why it is known as end bearing piles. Next one friction piles. So which is also used to transfer the load to a depth by friction. So in end bearing piles we are not considering the friction, but here we are considering the friction along the surfaces. So the friction is nothing but a resisting force or resisting phenomena to resist the load. So automatically it increasing the capability of withstanding the load with the help of the clays or maybe sands. So here we are not using any type of rocks or limestone at the end, but it is only we are having the more sand when compared to the end bearing piles. Then it is known as Prickson piles. So next one, classification based upon the material and composition. So already we classify the method of load transfer, but here we are classifying the pile foundation based upon material and composition. So first one, timber piles. So timber piles performs well both in dry and in submerged condition. So this is applicable, or we are application of this timber pile is for all the conditions. But here we are using a timber pile. It is made up of trunk of a tree. So normally we are using babel, deodar, teak. These kind of Indian timbers are used as a primary source for having these type of piles. So the normally the diameter may vary from 30 to 50 centimeter. So these kind of timber piles are used. Actually it is of hollow section. The advantages of the timber piles is they are very cheap and more economical. They are easily stored and transported. But we are having some disadvantages also there in timber piles, because so here it is not useful in hard rocky stratum. At the same time they have a low load carrying capacity. So this is the disadvantages of these timber piles. So only the timber piles is differs based upon the material we are used. Next one, steel pipes. As its name implies, it having the answer. We are using the steel as a piles. So it is used to resist lateral or horizontal forces. It may be a more durable one. Here we are having the different cross sections of the steel piles, or H pile, box pile, tube pile, etc. So these are some of the types of cross section of the steel piles. So it may depend upon the application where we are used. Okay. Next one, concrete piles. So in this concrete piles, again this may be classified into two. One is precast concrete piles, another one is casting. So precast is nothing but we are already done a concrete in a separate way. Then we are placing the concrete pile as a pile in a foundation. But in casting, so we are form a work of the required shape is prepared or is designed, and we are cast the concrete in the same place. That is known as there is a difference. But so we are making the concrete with the help of cement, then sand, then bricks. So as is the same condition. The next one is composite piles. So already we know that composite is nothing but a combination of two or more materials. So likewise here also the composite is nothing but here we are utilizing the two materials. So one is the lower portion which is used as a steel, and the upper portion we are used as a concrete. That is why it is known as composite piles. So we are having two types of materials used in the composites. One is the steel, another one is the concrete. So the part of pile which is used in submerged conditions, it is under water condition. Here the one more disadvantages is there if you are using the composite piles are it is difficult to provide a proper joint between both the materials. Why? Because here the material properties of the steel and concrete may vary. So it is coming under the discrete materials. So we are not to provide the proper joint between that these two materials. That is why it is having some difficulties to used in a regular practice. Next one, well foundation. So in pile foundation we seen about the different types. So now we move on to the well foundation. So already as we suggest, if you are using the deep foundation, definitely we need to maintain the depth of the foundation is large when compared to the width, then it is coming under deep foundation. Though in this deep foundation, the main type is another main type is well foundation. Why? Because so in well we are always knowing that the depth of the well is higher when compared to the width. That is why we are preferring the deep foundation. So it is a common type of deep foundation which is used for bridges or maybe wells in India. So here when we are using these kind of well foundations means when the topsoil has very poor bearing capacity and hard stratum is available only at the greater depth. So we are having the hard stratum only at the depth. So that is why we are utilized well foundation. At the same time, another conditions, that is load from the superstructures are heavy, then we are move on to the well foundation. So these are some of the situation we used. So we are having different shapes of wells, that is cross sections of wells. So normally here it is mentioned circular, twin circular, double D, dumbbell, dual hexagon, rectangular. So these are the some of the different shapes. So only we are seen about the cross section, but here we are having the depth is larger when compared to the width, but we are only seen about the top view of the particular circular wall or a rectangular wall. Okay, so these are some of the cross sections of the well foundations, right? So next one, the components of well foundations are well hub, cutting edge, staining, bottom plug, top plug and well cap. So this is the picture about the well foundation. First one, cutting edge. So the cutting edge projects below the well curve. It provides comparatively a large edge to cut the soil. At the same time, well staining, it is the main body of the well. It acts a coffer dam during sinking, and also it provides the main resisting capability of the load. At the same time, bottom plug, the main function is which is used to transfer the load from the staining to the soil below. So it is having the arch shape to increase the surface area. So only because of increasing the surface area we are making the shape as arch. Then top plug, it serves as a shuttering for laying well cap. So it provided as a additional safety for the welding foundation. Then well cap, so it is also provided to transfer the load from the pier above to the well. It is also known as a RCC slab. Then sand filling. So here it is affords some relief to the staining by directing a portion of load from the well cap to the bottom plug. It may increase the weight of the well also. So these are the some of the points, that is components and their functions of the well foundation. Already we seen about this one. So these are the some examples or application of this well foundation construction. Then we move on to the machine foundation, that is last topic in this building components. That is machine foundation. So here, to support the dynamic force produced by the operation of the machine. Suppose if you are placing a heavy machines like a lathe, maybe some other machines, a slaughter, shaper or planer. So we need to provide the dynamically balanced condition to the machines, because of we need to arrest the vibration which is caused by the machines. So at the same time we need to avoid the large settlements and resonance. Resonance is nothing but here damping capability, that is vibrations. So for avoiding this kind of settlements or displacements produced during the operation of the machine, we need to provide the foundation for arresting these vibrations. Okay, so where we are what type of machines we need to give these kind of resistance means, so impact type, that is press type, forge hammers, reciprocating type compressors, engines, the centrifugal type motors and turbines, missile types. So here we are listing some of the types, but so if it is a heavy machinery, definitely we need to provide the foundation. The different types of cross section of the machine foundations are box type, then block type, wall type and framed type. So these are the different types of foundations we are adapting to the heavy machineries to arresting the vibration during the operation. So already the figure shows in a block type, so it provides the complete setup for arresting the vibration during the operations. So in all the diagrams it is clearly mentioned in the shaded color for where we are arresting the machineries. But only thing is here we are utilizing different types based upon the conditions. Then determination of bearing capacity, it is already we explained in the part 1. So same thing here also explained, but only thing is here we are having the two type of tests, that is plate load test. So another one is the standard penetration test. So these are the tests we carried out for determining the capability of the soil, how much load it can withstand. So it may be determined with the help of these two tests. So that is why here we are placing some of the loads with the help of the sandbags on the particular support. Then we are placing under the testing plate, as it is shown in the figure 9.2, that is plate test. So in that we are providing the dial gauge. So if you are increasing the sandbags or weight, so automatically it will provide the support deflections. So automatically we are always calculating or determining the bearing capability of the particular support, that is foundation. So that is plate load test. Another one is the standard penetration test. Thank you for watching this.